Hello, this is Davide Biocchi speaking, and here we are for my weekly intermarket analysis. Let's start as usual with the euro dollar that shows us the real strength of a dollar that is around the level of 1.05. So 1.051 is at this moment. Some minimums, let's say, were done even below the level of 1.05. So this is a quite strong situation for the dollar that especially we can see not only here, but especially with the dollar index, because the dollar index today did a new high at 104 and something. So let's say this level is above the previous level. So we were this morning on prices for the dollar index that we have not been seeing since 2003. So let's say 19 years ago, we have to go back 19 years to see such a strong dollar like it is now. So this is a quite relevant situation. And this is reflected especially in the bond that is going down and down. So the yield is moving up and up. We have reached 3.15% for the T-note, the 10 years bond yield. That is really a quite interesting price that can, let's say, that can see some switching from stock indices to bonds that is really impacting also the stock indices, as we will see later. So let's switch immediately after to look at what is happening on the commodities. The gold is moving around, this morning moving around 1,870, so more or less around this level of support that I will highlight to you. So we are more or less in between this level, around here. Let's say that this is the area in which the market is moving right now. So we have some support that we have a little bit up here, a little bit above the price of 1,900. Then we have a top here at 2,000, and then the record high that was a double top here at 2,080. So in case of violation of this current price, we will probably see some prices that are around 1,765. That will be the next step in case of violation of this present level. Quite interesting is also the situation for what concerning the crude oil. The crude oil is in the process to maintain, let's say, the sideways 95 to 115 that we have already highlighted before. So it was, let's say, rebounding as a ping pong ball, but later it changed the environment because we have seen a new high that was above the previous one of 108. So right now we are a little bit less at 110, and the possibility is to maintain this sideways of $20 as let's say an up and down here that can continue moving around this level. So let's see what is going to happen. Let's switch immediately after to the stock indices, and let's start with Europe, where we have a very weak situation, especially if we think that the next quite important level that we can see here is around 3,400 points for the for the Euro Stock 50. We are quite far by the area here that is the area of, let's say, of resistance that is more or less around 4,000. So let's say that the market is moving in between this level and it's trying to react, but the situation in Europe is weaker than in US. So the same situation we have here on the DAX. I mean, from the economic point of view, obviously, because the market recently were stronger in Europe than in US. Imagine that in US we are very close to this level, to this minimum, but in Europe we are not close to that one. Despite this fact, the DAX is still far from the price of the 14,800, that is the watershed between one era and the new one. And let's have a look today at the fact that in case of violation of a price of 13,600, the market can even come back more. So this is for what concerning the European situation. Let's now switch to the US one, where we have the S&P 500 very close to a dangerous level. The important relevant support is 4,100. Presently, we are trading around 4,060. This is quite relevant, but let's say that especially if the market will go below 4,000, this is also a psychological price, okay, rounded psychological price, that if the market will violate this one, it will be for sure more impacting the market. Something similar the Nasdaq has already done, because the Nasdaq already went below the price of 13,000 at the end of last week. Okay, we have for sure another interesting level around 12,350 around here that can work as a last call. Okay, but on the other side we are still below this very relevant level, so this is a quite relevant situation. Let's see if the S&P 500 can maintain the present situation and save also the other indices, because also the Russell lost the price of 1,900. So we had a storytelling through the year that was in the 2021 the price in between 2,100 to 2,350. Then in this new year 2022 we have seen the index, this index in between these 200 points from 1,900 to 2,100. There was also an attempt to go above this price, but it was rejected. The price was rejected. So right now we have seen this price, let's say this index moving below the support of 1,900 and presently is trading around 1,820. So what is the situation? That we have to change the view. We are not anymore in a trading range. We are probably under a downtrend line, that is this one. So let's say that we have to consider that if the market will move above this trend line, maybe there can be a game changing, but otherwise we can expect the market to continue in this downtrend. This is all for today. Thank you very much for being here. This is Davide from Italy. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.